Good evening.
Hello, welcome to Drunk Doctor Who, episode 18.
Welcome to season 2.
Season
Official season 2 of Drunk Doctor Who after a 1-month hiatus. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us again.
4 weeks, yeah.
Every Wednesday.
I don't understand the whole season things. New year, he wants a new season. Anyway,
New year, new me.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking vodka sweetie and vodka. And you're
Sweet tea
drinking
with vodka.
spice rum.
I'm drinking Captain Morgan Spice Rum. Alright. Anyway, so today we watched Galaxy 4, which is the first serial
And the fourth galaxy.
the first serial of season 3 of Doctor Who.
Why do they call it Galaxy 4?
They
four
mention the
stars?
Dravins are from Galaxy 4. That's it.
Yeah, that wasn't even where they're at.
Yeah, it's the one where they are. That's just where they're from. I shaved.
Surprise!
Surprise! Yes, it's still me. I had the beard. I shaved. I shaved traditionally for my wife for St. Valentine's Day, and it's coming up really fast. So, anyway. John. So. You gotta work on your handwriting.
Alright. It's hard when you're drunk.
Okay, it is hard. Right. Anyway, so this is our episode 18, Galaxy 4, and there were 4 episodes of this from
When was this filmed?
September 11th, 1965 to October 2nd, 1965.
That's right.
Today, of course, is the 4th of February, 2019. February 2019. Okay. The companions are Stephen and Vicky, along with the Doctor.
I have a question about the companions.
Oh, okay.
So we phased out Barbara and Ian for Stephen and Vicky.
Well, no. Vicky replaced Susan, and then Stephen kind of replaced
Barbara and Ian.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then that destroys my whole point.
Okay.
I was wondering if we replaced them with Stephen and Vicky, because Barbara and Ian, like, their ongoing thing was, they're back in from 1964, 63 London, and like just the entire time they had no idea what was going on with the TARDIS. It was the ongoing joke where the Doctor would explain it and they'd be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like in English, he's like, it's perfectly simple. And they never knew what was going on. But then we replaced them with Vicky and Stephen, and they do have an idea of what's going on because they're from the future and they've done time traveling before and space travel. So Stephen understands technology and Vicky understands,
Vicky replaced Susan.
Right.
Okay. And Stephen kind of replaced Barbara and Ian, or very specifically Ian. But
do we get a replacement for Barbara, or is it just the two companions from here on out?
Well, sometimes there's 2, sometimes there's 3, sometimes there's 1, sometimes there's 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
Well,
how do they all fit in?
During Davison's. The TARDIS is infinitely large.
I drew it right there.
Yeah, I see that. But okay, but it is true that Vicky and Stephen are both from the future.
Yes.
And especially Vicky understands a bit more, and Stephen, about what's going on with the space travel, but not so much the time travel. They'd never time traveled. But to be fair, Susan understood a lot because she was a Time Lord. Remember, she was the Doctor's granddaughter, and she understood a lot.
Supposedly a Time Lord.
Right. Yeah, well, that is what we are led to believe because of her knowledge, and because she's the Doctor's granddaughter. So, anyway. Bless you. Bless you.
Cut the audio there.
Of this serial, it's only 4 episodes, and 3 of them don't exist. The only one that exists is the 3rd one. Toast. Finding Lost Episodes.
Speaking of lost episodes, we've talked extensively about recreations in the past, and we went over how they would find episodes that people have recorded, and they go hiking in Egypt or something to find. Do we know how they found this one missing episode? Like, where did it turn up?
Oh my gosh, I don't remember. It may have turned up in a car boot sale. Wait, hold on. Before that, okay. So 4 episodes, 3 do not exist. Only 1 exists. Now, this particular serial is very slow and kind of boring, and you're following these little machines around half the time called Chumblies, which does not lend itself well to audio only or to video reconstruction. It might have looked better in video, but except for the third episode, which is the only one we have, we don't know really.
Hard to follow.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to follow. There wasn't a lot of telesnaps or stills of the set, and so they reconstructed it as best they could until they found the third episode. But they still stuck with the original reconstruction for the other 3 episodes, so it's not very good. This is one of the bottom end of the Doctor Who serials. Now, to be fair, that may be because we can't see the video for most of it. The Enemy of the World was supposedly one of the worst Doctor Who serials.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Okay, no, that's second Doctor. But then they found the video, and it turned out to be amazing because the video made it, whereas the audio alone didn't work.
So this one could be secretly amazing.
In theory, it could be, but I doubt it.
Episode 3, probably.
I doubt it. Yeah, episode 3 probably not. But anyway, so yeah, this one's kind of a slog, but still better than yesterday's Super Bowl. But anyway, so oh god. Anyway, so. The Doctor, Vicky, and Steven land on a planet, find out it's kind of barren, it's not really...
The Doctor says it reminds him of the planet Zera. Or it looks like Zera. We don't know if it is the planet Zera.
Well, he checks the astral chart at one point.
Oh, does he say what planet it is?
We're assuming it's not Zera, he would have said. But anyway, so they go out... there's these little Chumblies, these little machines.
It doesn't matter because it's not there anymore. Spoiler.
Yes, the planet blows up. Boom. So
it doesn't matter what the planet is.
Anyway, so there's these little Chumbly machines, and the machines kind of mess with the TARDIS. Turns out there's 2 groups on the planet. They're not groups, they're just some survivors of a spaceship crash. One group's the Darwins, and they're these warrior princesses who enslave most of their race. They make females who they're all female. They're
very she-woman man-haters. They
right.
enslave their male population for breeding, and then they kill off their kind of like cattle.
Yeah,
like you have a few steers, and the rest are cows. And
yeah, they're very misandristic. They hate men. They kill most of them, and they keep just a few for breeding. And most of the women they breed to be stupid soldiers.
Yeah, very stupid. They can't think for themselves.
They're dumb, and they only have a few women who can think. Which
you think if you wanted a soldier, you want them to be able to think and strategize,
right? Or at least be men who are generally speaking bigger and stronger, although maybe not in their race. Mm-hmm. So who knows? In their race, the women could have been bigger and stronger. And to be fair, these were like 6 foot something women. Mm-hmm. They were fairly Amazonian.
They did almost overpower, or did. They had a tussle with Steven.
With Steven, yeah.
And it's hard to see in the reconstruction, but before we watched it, Peter Purvigan came on and was talking about it.
Yeah.
And he said he's upset that during the episode he was overpowered by a
right.
Draven.
Well, that's because they were still kind of writing for Ian and Barbara, and I'm assuming Barbara had gotten overpowered. And he said he was speaking lines both for Ian, where Ian and Barbara would have said them. So he sounds a little bit not quite himself yet. His character gets better developed later on.
Oh, I didn't know that. So they replaced Barbara and Ian preemptively with Steven?
Well, no.
They wrote these in advance?
Right. A lot of times you will write a bunch of scripts and they may see the light of day later. Mm-hmm. And if you've had cast changes or circumstance changes, you will adapt the scripts. So what they probably did was they just deleted Ian and Barbara and put his name there, and he got to speak all those lines.
Or maybe the Draven 6 foot women are very...
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They may be in their particular race very buff, which is why they were able to control and kill off most of the men. These are all alien races. Who knows? But yeah, incredibly misandristic.
What's that word?
It means,
Sexist.
Well, misogynistic means you supposedly hate women.
Mm-hmm.
Misandristic is the same thing except you hate men.
Women, man haters.
Yeah. So instead of misogyny, it's misandry. It's just the other version. But anyway, so these Dravins who it may be that the women take control and they subjugated all the men and made some of the women stupid, but it wasn't good for their society because their spaceship was made out of tin.
Yeah.
That the Doctor was able to scratch with a screwdriver. And
the first appearance of the Doctor screwdriver.
No, that's not the sonic screwdriver.
Well, how do we know that?
It's a regular screwdriver. You see it's a regular screwdriver.
Maybe that's just what his looks like.
No.
How cool would it be if the Doctor has always had a screwdriver?
No, the sonic screwdriver shows up with the second Doctor.
He had a screwdriver though.
A screwdriver, not a sonic. It could have been
sonic.
No, it's not sonic. The sonic screwdrivers look nothing like an actual screwdriver.
Maybe his does though, because it changes appearance with each Doctor, right? Maybe his just looks like a regular.
Yeah, no, it's not a sonic.
Maybe.
So these Darwins don't have a great society. They're not super technologically developed, but they're very, very warrior-like.
He talked about how their spaceships were made out of really cheap metal, like tin metal.
Yeah.
How did they, go through the atmosphere on landing? How do they not just burn up in the atmosphere?
Maybe that planet had a very light atmosphere. It had 3 suns. The atmosphere was probably burned away. In fact, the 3 suns is probably why it was exploding.
Oh, that's a good point.
All the pressure on the planet from different gravitational pulls. I guess at some point it just all came together to do that. Anyway, so there are these good guys, the Rills.
Planets don't explode very often.
I don't know. I've never been there when one had. I don't know the odds.
Never. I hear stars exploding all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie. Brad Pitt. Jack Nicholson. It's called spontaneous combustion. So the Rills, who look kind of like the space folders in Dune.
They're just...
Did you ever see Dune?
Dune?
Dune.
Oh, no.
Dune.
Like a sand dune?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I've seen the Doom movie. Have you seen that? It's awesome. Has The Rock, Dwayne Johnson in it.
Actually, yeah, but no. Dune. D-U-N-E. Okay. A weird movie starring a bunch of people. No, don't add that to the list. Interesting movie, not great, but to be fair, probably some of the commenters might hate this, but it's probably what is his name? The director, David Lynch. It's probably David Lynch's best movie, but Lynch hated it so much he didn't put his name on it. It was just Alan Smithy directed it. Whenever somebody in Hollywood doesn't like the finished product because there's too much interference by the studio, they refuse to put their name on it. So the generic name they put is Alan Smithy.
Huh.
And
so there's a whole bunch of movies credited to Alan Smithy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're usually pretty bad. Anyway, Dune is one of them. But anyway, so in Dune there are these creatures that have slowly but surely evolved from human to...
Evolved or devolved?
Evolved.
Okay.
And they fold space and time by using spice. The spice.
The spice?
The spice. The spice must flow. He who controls the spice controls the universe.
Oh, I know what movie you're talking about.
Dune.
Okay. I've seen clips I haven't seen the whole movie. I've seen parts of it.
Anyway.
I've seen a lot of clips.
The thing in the tank that folds space, okay, the guild.
Okay.
That's kind of what the Rills look like.
You didn't like Dune? It looked like a cool movie from what I've seen of it.
It is a relatively good, cool movie, but there's some major problems with the movie.
Just weren't a whole lot of sci-fi's around.
Major problems with the movie. Although, to be fair, it has Patrick Stewart and Sting in it.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Let's see. Anyway, so the Rills kind of look like the creatures of old time space in Dune. But they turn out to be good guys, whereas the Darwins, the Amazonian women, are bad guys.
And the Dravins are very manipulative, and they try to trick the companions of the Doctor into thinking that the Rills are actually the antagonists, when really they're just trying to help.
Right.
They try to twist things.
So the antagonists are not the Rills or the Chumleys. The antagonists are the Dravins. But essentially, the Rills are trying to help the Dravins off the planet and help the Doctor off the planet, and because the planet's going to explode. And it's all miscommunication because the Dravins are thick-headed, and aren't willing to accept the help.
But okay, is it that they're unintentionally miscommunicating with the Rills, and they really thought that they're the aggressors when they're just trying to help? But we have the leader of the Dravin, Maga, yeah.
Not make America great again. Although this was 30 years ago. Maga, Maaga, but pronounce the same, Maga.
So Maga, she purposely, brainwashes the soldiers that can't think for themselves into saying.
She doesn't brainwash them. That's how they're raised.
Well, she shot her own soldier when they crashed landed.
She shot her own soldier
was injured
and lied to him.
Yeah. Why would she do that? She's like purposely setting up the Rills as the bad guys when really she just shot her own soldier.
Right. She did.
Yeah. Why would she do that?
Because she's not very bright.
She's the only one that can think.
Yeah, in theory, but I mean, they're a warrior race, and kind of like you haven't met these guys yet, the potato guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Potato guys.
Suntar.
Well, for being a warrior race, they're not very good at it because
they're not
the Rills have way better weapons.
Yeah, no, the Suntarans. They take off their helmets and they look like the top of Mr. Potato Head. I mean, seriously, they look like big potatoes. But no, they're also a clone warrior race.
Okay. And
their one weakness is they got a feeding tube in the back of the neck, and if you hit that feeding tube just right, you kill them. But anyway,
you ever play Skyrim?
For about 5 hours.
They have this like cult in Skyrim, and they're called the Briar Hearts. And why they call themselves the Briar Hearts is because they're like witches and they do witchcraft, and they'll take out their elite soldier members' hearts and they'll replace it with this sort of biological fruit called a briar heart. So instead of a heart, they have this plant in their chest that keeps them alive. And if you're really good at sneaking in the game, you can like crouch and you can sneak up to them and pickpocket them and take their briar heart out. They just fall over dead. I guess it's like you just pulling their heart out of their chest. But they do have the best stealth detection in the game, so it's really hard to sneak up and pickpocket their briar heart.
Okay, no, I played that game. I saved up my money. I bought it for $50. Put it in my PS3. Played it for about 5 hours. This is like World of Warcraft, but without people. I should be playing World of Warcraft instead.
Did you play World of Warcraft?
Oh, 10 years.
This summer they're coming out with classic servers, vanilla World of Warcraft.
I did all that back in the day. Yeah, I'm done. I'm so done. Anyway,
do you play any games anymore?
Terraforming Mars Online, although it's.
I heard that was like buggy.
It's really
just not a lot of content and pretty barren.
Well, the regular board game's awesome, but the online thing is really buggy.
I'm thinking of something. Okay, the board game, video game, Terraform.
Yeah.
I was thinking of something else.
Okay. And I've been playing Arena lately.
The Magic Arena?
Yeah.
Anyway. Is that good?
Huh?
Is that good?
It's
out of beta now?
really well. Yeah, I think so. I'm in it. I guess it's out of beta. But it works really well.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it's kind of animated and fun. But anyway, so not much happens. They get there. There's two groups trying to leave. One's trying to help the other, and the one doesn't want to be helped but wants to take over the other one. They help the good guys to leave, and the bad guys perish when the planet explodes. That is literally the long and short of it. And it doesn't help that you follow these little Chumley machines around half the time. It doesn't help that 3 of the 4 episodes are missing.
It helps that the Chumleys are cute, though. That they make little noises and that to them.
I'm sure it works better visually than it did here. But yeah, it's along with the Space Pirates are probably two of the worst Doctor Who serials of the classic era. Huh?
Reconstructed or just in general?
In general.
Space Pirates, is that reconstructed as well?
Mostly. There's one single episode that exists like this one, except it's 6 episodes.
Okay.
But whenever they do a poll and go, what do you want to find, of all the missing serials, which ones do you want to find? Space Pirates is always the bottom of the list. Well, there are several characters in that one that are really big, like Arkansas Hicks. And they've got that kind of, I'm mining for gold, thing going on. And it's just pretty bad.
Kind of like the hillbilly when they went in the chase where they went to the Empire State Building.
No, much worse. Much worse. But remember, the hillbilly is played by Peter Purves, who plays Steven. Right. But anyway, so yeah, so it's just not much happening in this serial.
I enjoyed it though.
It was alright. I about fell asleep a couple times.
Me too.
All right. Now what else do you? Well, see, that's not a good serial.
It was fun though.
We drank. We fell asleep. It was fun. All right. What other questions do you have?
Do you think we'll ever pass that on podcast? If we do, we should just upload it.
Upload
the last 3 hours.
Right.
It's just sleeping.
No. 2 hours and 2.5 hours. That's how long the battery lasts. Okay.
There are people that, the streamers, streamers on Twitch.tv that stream video games. There are times where they fall asleep all the time, and then it's funny. They fall asleep on stream. You should just go to YouTube and look up stream highlights and like all these things happening where there are video clips where people are streaming and their house gets raided by police and stuff, just crazy stuff happening.
We could upload these to Twitch if we want.
We could live stream? That'd be really fun.
No, not live because I don't know how to do that.
Well, the whole thing about Twitch is it's a live streaming platform.
But they do have videos.
Well, they have mod videos of the live streams, but those have like I don't know.
Here, we could put these videos on Twitch as well as YouTube.
I think it'd be fun to live stream and just have people commenting. We could have like a comment feed, reply to comments, because
yeah, I don't know how to do
I bet they have questions too. Like I can't ask all the questions like that.
You can ask all the questions. Anyway, what's the next question?
So Galaxy 4 being a reconstruction made by the loose cannon team.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Purves refers to it as loose cannon by the loose cannon team. Are all reconstructions considered canon, or are they like loose canon?
Okay. All the reconstructions are canon.
They are canon.
CANNON. They are part of Doctor Who.
Even though but
because they were actual made episodes, actual aired episodes, they are good and proper.
Now, when they make reconstructions of lost serials and episodes that were scrapped by the BBC, is it the BBC distributing those reconstructions through like these DVDs, or is it just a separate DVD that you have to buy by loose cannon?
Okay.
Because where did you get? Is that from one of these, or is that just a separate?
Okay. This wonderful DVD is loose cannon. All right. So it says loose cannon.
So BBC doesn't distribute.
No, these are not made by the BBC.
Reconstructions.
These are made by fans to reconstruct the missing episodes of the BBC junked. The BBC allows it because they want to see all of the missing stuff watched, and they want Doctor Who to be complete. Now the good news is that these will hopefully all be made irrelevant by the continuing animation process that the BBC is currently doing for the missing episodes.
So when the BBC goes back and animates lost episode, do they then copyright claim it, and then you can't buy the reconstructions anymore? They say, hey, you can't sell those anymore?
Well, it's not like these are... They can't sell them for profit.
Oh, so it's just like the cost of the...
It's the cost of the disc. So I printed out the jacket myself. The case, I bought a couple of cases, one of these cases. but the disc itself is $1. They don't do this for profit. It's not legal for them to do for profit.
Okay.
It's a fan-based group that does it and distributes it for the benefit of fans.
Okay.
And as long as they don't do it for profit, as long as they do it for the fandom and for Doctor Whodom, for other Whovians, then the BBC allows it.
Okay.
Because, well, first of all, I don't know what the British laws are, but I mean, this is going to pass into public domain here eventually.
Okay.
Yeah, but it may be another 40 years. But before that...
I thought if you're still, like, say, so the old episodes would pass into public domain even though they're still making new episodes?
Eventually. In the US, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought it wouldn't, if you're still making, new movies, that the old ones wouldn't fall into public domain because you're still continuing the...
No. Good example is Sherlock Holmes. Okay?
Okay.
Sherlock Holmes, because remember it's 99 years for this stuff now. It used to be less, but Walt Disney got a hold of the stuff and wanted extended Mickey Mouse, and so it went to 99 years. Anyway, so 99 years. So what happened was the early Sherlock Holmes books are now public domain. Now, the books are being written for like 20, 30 years. 1900s, 19-teens, 1920s, 1930s, whatever. So I don't remember the exact dates. But anyway, so the early books are now public domain, which makes the character public domain, which is why you see so many stupid Sherlock Holmes movies now, because they don't have to pay copyright on it.
You don't like the Sherlock Holmes movies? Like with Robert Downey Jr.?
I like those.
Okay.
But there's 1,000 different Sherlock Holmes movies now, and there's 1,000 different TV shows about Sherlock Holmes because he's now public domain. The family, the descendants of the guy who wrote it, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, argued in the U.S. that the character wasn't fully developed until the later books.
Okay,
so if you can't make the character in movies or TV shows, because if you present a fully fleshed character, Sherlock Holmes, you're going by later material, which is not public domain yet. But the courts ruled against him, saying, look, the character first appeared in these books, whether or not he's fully fleshed out in those books, now you've got this character Sherlock Holmes and he's public domain. So eventually, I don't know British law, but eventually the first episodes of Doctor Who will be public domain for wide dissemination in 40 years or whatever, when it hits the 99-year mark or 100-year mark. And then the character of the Doctor will be able to be utilized regardless, which will be interesting.
I hope no one does though, because that's just going to confuse the canon.
Well, none of that other stuff's going to be canon. All of Doctor Who has been made by the BBC, occasionally in conjunction with other groups like BBC, Canada, Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, or Fox in terms of the TV movie. The Canadian... No, I think it was also Fox for Miracle Day for Torchwood. But occasionally with other groups, but it's all been made by the BBC. Anything not made by the BBC, either because it's a parody or because it goes public domain eventually, will not be considered canon. Yeah. In fact, there's a porn parody of Doctor Who out there called Doctor Whore.
Do they use the sonic screwdriver?
Not that I remember. I've seen it.
Does mean our podcast isn't a family show anymore?
Well, when I dropped the F-bomb that one time, it became not a family show.
We have to put an age restriction.
No, it's YouTube. You get what you pay for. But no, the scary part is they use wigs on the women in that, and the women look pretty spot on for the modern Doctor Who women. Right. The men not so much. Okay. But the women actually look.
So you've seen this?
Yes, I've seen this. Anyway, Yes, in my life, my entire life, yes, I have watched porn. Okay, yeah, I'm male. It's the age of the internet. Ooh. Alright, let's see. Anyway, alright, next time we do this, which will probably be 2 weeks, I think I'm showing y'all either 12 Monkeys or Brazil next week.
I have no idea.
I think 12 Monkeys, or I'll just show you Brazil. I'm kind of
I
reconsidering.
don't even know what 12 Monkeys is. It's not on the list.
No,
Brazil's not
Terry
on the list,
Gilliam
I
film. No. Oh, it's my favorite movie though. My all-time favorite movie.
Is it a scary movie?
Kinda. Anyway, but next one is Mission to the Unknown, the 19th serial, and it's unique in the original one of Doctor Who, and it's only 1 episode. And it's also unique in the original one of Doctor Who that it doesn't contain any of the normal characters.
Right, the Mission to the Unknown.
Yeah.
None of the original, the regular cast.
Right. The Doctor's not in it, Vicky's not in it, Steven's not in it. The only part that they're in it is at the very beginning, at the end of the last episode of Galaxy 4, The Exploding Planet. They say, ooh, look at that planet, I wonder what's going on.
Okay.
And they have those voices at the very beginning.
So they didn't land on that planet?
No. They just have those voices repeat that at the very beginning of Mission to the Unknown, and they go do a whole different thing with new characters down there on the planet.
Was that just so everyone could take a vacation?
I guess, but it's also a precursor to the Daleks' master plan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, it goes Mission to the Unknown, the Mythmakers, and then Daleks' master plan. And the Mythmakers is historical. Again, it's the fall of Troy. Okay. You know that, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then Daleks' Master Plan is a 12-episode series.
Helena of Troy?
Yeah, Helena of Troy. Yeah. No, wait.
I know that's true.
No.
I made a movie with Brad Pitt.
No. Right. But it wasn't that good.
I liked it. It was cool. They made more than one movie about Troy.
They have. Wait, what are we toasting?
Toast.
Toast?
We're
I
toast.
like toast.
We're
Yeah.
toast.
Can't eat it. I'm on keto. I've been losing weight. I don't know if you can tell on the camera.
It's so small.
Nah, it's not what my wife says. Alright, that's it. But yeah, anyway, so nothing happens really in this serial. It's much like yesterday's Super Bowl. Nothing happens. Alright, what are your questions?
Oh, Mission to the Unknown's a reconstruction too?
Okay, yeah.
It's
Pretty
a
much his
standalone
entire
episode.
season is reconstructions. Mission to the Unknown reconstruction. Mythmakers, all reconstruction. All 4 episodes are missing. Daleks' Master Plan, 12 episodes. 9 of which are missing. Only 3 exist. The Massacre of St. Bartholomew's Eve, all 4 episodes missing. The Ark
That's another
exists.
historical.
We're
We're still doing the one-on, one-off with the historical.
Nah, it's more occasional now. Although, to be fair, it is correct in this case because Time Meddler was historical, Galaxy 4 sci-fi, Skipping Mission to the Unknown, Mythmakers historical, Daleks' Master Plan sci-fi, Massacre of St. Bartholomew's Eve historical, The Ark science fiction, Celestial Toy Maker science fiction, but then the Gunfighters historical. It kind of, but it really gets away from the historicals really starting here soon.
So since Mission to the Unknown is a standalone episode, we're also watching the movie with that. Which movie are we watching?
Well, there are the 2 Doctor Who movies. There are the 2 Doctor Who movies in the Doctor Who collection with, but he's not the Doctor, he's Doctor Who, when the movies are not canon. Well, the BBC has not said they're not canon, but nobody considers them canon. Yeah. The first one was, and these are with Peter Cushing, the guy from Star Wars. The first one was Doctor Who and the Daleks, and we watched that one.
Moff Tarkin.
Right, Grand Moff Tarkin. We watched this one already, and this one was the remake, essentially, for the movies of the Daleks. Okay. And then this one is Daleks Invasion of Earth.
So the BBC
Which
hasn't
is-
said that they're not canon.
No, the only thing...
There just happens to be a man also named the Doctor,
yeah.
who also made a time machine that he happened to call the TARDIS. With who happened to have a daughter.
Back in the 60s, they would very frequently reuse scripts from TV to the movies. I guess they just like to recycle. But anyway, so this one is The Daleks' Invasion of Earth, 2150 AD, and it is a redo of the other serial we've seen, which is Daleks' Invasion of Earth. It's just called Daleks' Invasion of Earth 2150. This one has Bernard Cribbins in it as a young man. He is young here, but later on, much later on in Doctor Who, during the 10th Doctor, he becomes a companion of the 10th Doctor. So for the longest time, he was the only person to face the Daleks on the little screen and the big screen. The only person, two separate characters, but the only person to never do that. Until some of the modern Doctor Who stuff has been shown on the big screen as special events during the broadcast of it. They'll broadcast it on TV and then on the big screen at the same time. But yeah, we're going to watch Mission the Unknown, whole half hour, and then we're going to watch this as another 2 hours.
When were these movies made?
In the 60s.
Do you think them releasing all these movies about the Daleks is what set up the Daleks to be as popular as they are now as the recurring villains? Were they always popular even before these movies came out?
They were always popular. They made the movies because they were stupidly popular.
I have an article to show you about the Daleks. I keep trying to show you this article and you keep running away from me.
Oh, I had to use the restroom. Alright, wait, what are your other questions?
There's this lady who made a snowman Dalek. She made a snowman that was a Dalek, but then it got warm and then it kind of melted.
Oh my god.
And it turned into a penis.
Circumcised. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
So yeah, I made this snow Dalek. Turned out to be not safe for work when it got a little warm.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'll turn my phone off now.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Wait, what are your other questions?
Alright, I have a few actually.
Good. Good, because not much happened in this.
Oh, right away. So the Rills are actually a friendly race. They're not actually aggressors. Why is it that they're so aggressive towards the TARDIS? Like the what were they called? Chumley? The Chumley robots?
Chumleys, yeah.
Chumleys came up, who were controlled by the Rills. They came up to the TARDIS and they shot it, and that didn't work, so they left and they came back with a bomb and they tried to blow their way into the TARDIS with Stephen and the Doctor in the TARDIS, which was a very rough ride for them. Why were they being so aggressive and actively attacking the TARDIS?
I think they were trying to find out what it was.
They were trying to find out by just blowing it up.
Well, they were trying to see. Well, they shot at it and went, "Hey, this stuff doesn't hurt. We'll shoot at it again. It still doesn't damage it. Well, let's use some explosion to see if we can damage it." The point is, they were trying to figure it out.
Okay.
What do humans do when we're faced with something we don't know? We try to test its limitations.
Do we try to blow it up?
Sometimes, yes. We are also
I've never seen this thing before.
A warrior
it's
race.
One of a kind and totally unique. Throw a stick of dynamite.
Okay, wait till we get to the episode with the cubes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just called Cubed. Or hold on. No, Power of Three. It's called the Power of Three.
So
much later.
Speaking of the Chumleys being aggressive towards the TARDIS and trying to blow their way into it, the Doctor was not too perturbed by this because he said he was talking about the force barrier of the TARDIS. What's the force barrier? I just thought that the TARDIS was just made out of really strong materials, but a force barrier implies it has like a sort of force field around it?
It does.
Okay.
It does, and in fact the force field is very universally utilitarian because it not only protects the TARDIS, although it doesn't seem to keep out the weird gravity things when the TARDIS falls over in certain places in certain serials.
Or when those one aliens burnt the lock out of it.
Right. When they, I don't know how. Remember that never happens again. Okay. Just sweep that under the rug. Yeah. Or it doesn't stop when in like Marco Polo when they get the
They put it under the wagon.
well no when they get the condensation inside so that they can have water to drink. Yeah, that never happens again. And it doesn't stop certain weird things, but we're still in the first Doctor. They're still figuring it out. But what it does is it helps not only protect the TARDIS, but it protects people coming out of the TARDIS that the TARDIS wants to protect. So the Doctor can step out of the TARDIS a few feet, and the TARDIS still has a force field around him protecting him.
So in like a harsh environment, they could land on a place with like no oxygen?
Correct. In fact, they'll open up the door in absolute space.
Oh, okay.
And the Doctor will be holding a companion's ankle, while the companion's kind of floating in space, but the TARDIS has a force bubble around him.
Okay.
Yeah, and stuff like that happens. But it's like the sonic screwdriver. Everything becomes more powerful as time goes on. You know, kind of like the federal government.
Plot crutch to explain things, or
to
resolve plot points.
Yeah, eventually they just go, let's continue to have fun with this. Like, why can't it do this? Yeah. Why can't it do this? Why can't it do this? Let's just have fun with it. Basically, don't let logic or science get in the way of a good story. You know,
more fiction and less science.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you gotta remember. I mean, the whole idea of time travel like that was fiction in the first place. You know, at least as far as we know.
So, when the Doctor and the companions are captured by the Dravins, and they ask him, they say, "Hey, you have information you're withholding from us. Do you know how long until the planet explodes?" Why does he lie about it? He says, "Yeah, it's going to explode in 14 days, like he said," when really he knows that it's going to explode in 2 days. Why is he lying and withholding that information?
I think because he wants to get them all away and just let the bad guys blow up.
Okay.
Without the bad guys knowing they're going to blow up. And, you know, rule number 1, the Doctor lies. Seriously, it happens. The Doctor lies. But I think it's what the Doctor was doing. He was being coy, and it didn't work.
So, again, the Rills are, a friendly race. They're trying to preserve life. They're trying to rescue everyone while they get away and preserve their own life. So the Doctor and Vicky wander into the Rill spaceship, and then they see the alien. They're scared. The Chumblies come out. They're sort of driven out of the spaceship, but they close the gate. And as the Doctor leaves, and Vicky's still in the ship, and they close the gate, and they said that they separated Vicky from the Doctor. Why did they separate the two?
Okay.
They said it was for the best or something.
The Rills were showing themselves and trying to make contact. Remember at the end of episode 2, they show themselves, and Vicky screams because she's a young girl and scared, and she and the Doctor run. And the Rills are just trying to make contact. They're trying to save everybody. So the Rills drop the gate. The Doctor manages to get through, and Vicky doesn't.
Well, the Rill, when he was talking to Vicky, said that he purposely separated the Doctor and Vicky. She said, "Why did you separate us?" He's like, "I'm sorry, I had to separate you for the best." Why did they?
I don't think it was necessarily intentional. I think they just dropped the gate, but the Doctor managed to get through first.
So when they are separated, why is the Doctor so keen on sabotaging their air supply?
Well, he doesn't actually know it's their air supply.
He's just like, I'm going to sabotage this thing. This will help.
Well, he's trying to get the gate to open.
Oh, okay.
You know, the whole point is if I can do this and they want it undone, they'll open the gate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the Doctor's trying to...
so he's doing that so they come out okay.
Yeah, these are some of the plot nuances that are going on in this incredibly simple story. But yeah, so the Rills don't separate them on purpose. I believe they simply drop the gate. Now, this is in the one episode that does exist, so it's a little easier to see.
Airlock episode.
The episode. Now, this episode was included on the Aztecs. Remember way back the Aztecs?
Yes, I remember.
Right.
Aztecs.
So the special
so they added that
DVD,
okay.
They put in the full episode of Airlock 3, and they had a kind of reconstruction around it, but it was a summary. Mm-hmm. It wasn't the full audio. It was kind of an abridged version of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So not as good.
Mm-hmm.
Although in this particular case, you could argue it was better because there's not a whole lot going on. Anyway, but so yeah, they're just trying to make contact, and so the Chumbleys guide Vicky back to the rill, and then they actually start talking, and then she convinces the doctor they're good,
Okay. So when the Chumleys were trying to blow their way into the TARDIS, they didn't know that Stephen and the doctor were in there?
No clue. Probably not. I don't know.
They had a very limited range of sensories, just sound just directly in front of them.
Yeah.
Like a heat wave they could send out to...
Yeah, the Chumleys were limited because they were these little machines about this big, and they couldn't detect anything behind
them.
them.
They're not nearly as durable as I thought they were, because it sort of turtled down when he approached the Dravins, and they shot at it with like a flamethrower, and it was totally fine. But later a Dravin comes up with a pipe and just totally
demolishes it.
So it's like, are they really durable or are they not?
Well, not only that, but the steel mesh, the steel net they threw over, that completely blocks the signals.
Yeah.
It's all fun. All right. Any other questions?
No, that was my last question.
Oh, okay.
Did you see the Glass movie?
No, I haven't seen Glass yet.
Oh, okay. Are we ever gonna have a movie podcast?
Maybe.
It sounds like fun.
My wife.
Are we ever gonna have a sober podcast?
Why? Anyway, so fun weekend. The shop's 25th anniversary on Friday. That was awesome. We had a party. We had pizza and cake and all sorts of neat stuff.
That was Sunday?
That was Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, February 1st. Oh. The maple cookies in there are leftovers from the cake.
Absolutely.
And the pizza's left over from the party. And then Saturday, February 2nd, was Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day.
One of my favorite holidays.
One of my favorite movies.
Oh, okay. Bill Murray, yeah. And the groundhog did not see a shadow, so we have an early spring. I love that.
Yeah, your yard looks beautiful, by the way, with all those little purple flowers.
Yeah, I think they're weeds, but they look cool to me. I went out there and trimmed today. I got my trimmer, my hedger. No, not a scythe. I just
assume that everything you own is substitutes.
How old do you think I am, sir? I'm 50 and I'm not 500.
Well, you make this post, you said I trimmed. And
I got this trimmer thing, and anyway, but it's a hedger kind of thing, and an edger, and it's got a piece of plastic flips around and trims things, and I kept doing that for about an hour until the battery died. But gorgeous today, 74 degrees.
It was really warm, real warm.
It's gonna cool off later this week, but I'm loving this.
I wish it would make up its mind because it gets so cold and it's so warm.
That's what they call weather, sir. That's what happens.
Only here. Usually it's here for several months and then it goes here and then here.
That happens everywhere in the world. The temperature goes up and down every day.
I feel like West Texas is especially sporadic. Can't make up its mind.
And then February 3rd, Sunday, was the Super Bowl, which sucked
the Rams versus
horribly.
Patriots.
Yep, 13-3. Oh yeah, that over under of 57 didn't happen. I'll tell you that. Oh my gosh, really bad game. The Saints should have been in there. My Saints is stupid.
Bad halftime show.
Maroon bad 5. Game.
He took his shirt off.
Only one good commercial, and that was the Game of Thrones Bud Light one. Two good commercials. The other one was the NFL one still sucked because it had Goodell in it. Goodell. Anyway, so I don't like that commissioner. Anyway, but my Saints were robbed. Mm-hmm. They should have been in the Super Bowl. They weren't. It would have made an infinitely better game. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so Super Bowl sucked. And then today, we have Dropped Out 2.
Dropped Out 2.
Yeah,
it's a very good weekend.
Yeah. Except for the stupid bowl.
Of the week.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so next time, Mission the Unknown. Mm-hmm. And then after that,
Well, next time's movie night, so we'll have a week off.
Well, yeah.
And then the Monday or the Wednesday is when you guys see it, right? Because we upload it Tuesdays, so you usually see it about.
Well, I'll start uploading Wednesday. As soon as we're done.
Yeah. So it usually comes out like Wednesday.
Tuesday to Wednesday, yeah.
Late Tuesday.
But Mission the Unknown.
Early Wednesday.
Then The Myth Makers, then Dalek's Master Plan, which is the biggest one, 12 episodes.
So we won't see you next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after.
Probably, yeah. Unless you go get sick or something, in which case.
Oh yeah, that happens sometimes. Yeah. It's cool.
But remember, most of this season and next season are reconstructions, at least until the BBC's done animating them all.
Mm-hmm.
Once they're done animating them all, we'll see that. Oh, and I think
How long do you think that's going to take? Till they go back and animate all the...
Everything?
Yeah.
It's going to take years, like
Years.
7-8 years.
Okay.
Right. But in the meantime, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start replacing the DVDs I have up here.
Blu-rays?
Well, with the Blu-ray seasons that are coming out.
Oh, like the box.
Yeah, the box sets. Only 2 have come out so far. The first season of Tom Baker, which is the 12th season, and the first season of Peter Davison, which is the 19th season? Yeah, 19th season. But as I put those on here, that'll remove a bunch of these DVDs.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll compact all this stuff better. Well, at least people will be able to see it better. Although it won't be quite as impressive or as intimidating. But it will surely compact all this. And
like half the size? And take
it'd probably just be 3 shelves.
Just the 3? Okay.
Well,
and then you have all the extra movies and...
no, remember there's all this stuff is the modern stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, a lot of that stuff is going to compact down of the DVDs.
Those Blu-rays are... You ever get tired of like going back and upgrading your whole movie arsenal? Like first we had the VHS movies, you had to scrap those and replace them all with DVDs. And then you had to scrap all your DVDs
laser discs first.
Laser discs were before.
Yeah, I had
DVDs.
300 laser discs.
And then where they're phasing out DVDs with like they're battling between Blu-ray and HD DVDs, and people like got rid of all their DVDs and VHSs for HD DVDs, and then they stopped making them because Blu-ray beat them out.
No, most of the people didn't buy either until Blu-ray won, and then they started buying Blu-ray.
Yeah, I don't. Okay.
So VHS, Laserdisc, Blu-ray, 4K.
4K's on. Is 4K not on Blu-ray? Do you have a Blu-ray?
No.
4K?
Blu-ray is high definition. It's 1K. 4K
So
is higher definition.
So is 4K digital only? They don't have like a disc-based 4K medium?
No, 4K. There's a 4K disc.
Oh, is it?
I have 2 movies in 4K.
Okay.
I have The Passengers in 4K, and I forgot what the other one was. But
So it's just called 4K. It's not like a. It's just that golden insert square
It's
that
4K.
says 4 and the K.
4K. It's a new type of disc. I have a 4K. I have a couple 4K discs and a 4K player, but I don't have a 4K TV yet. Eventually, I'm going to get a 4K TV. That's what that TV fund over there is for.
I heard
That's what
If
I'm
you-
Ubering for.
if you stream things and you have like digital media, like a digital library, you have all your TV shows and your movies just downloaded. I hear it's worse quality than the actual disc because there's less compression on Blu-rays and stuff than when you're streaming or
I
just
can
watching
see
it
that,
download.
yeah. But I mean, I prefer the physical medium.
Hmm.
Although to be fair, I own some things.
But what happens if you have like a house fire and you just lose all your DVDs? Wouldn't it be nice to have all that stuff like on and
Right, but by the same token, what happens if I've got all this crap online and I die? Well, who even knows that crap's online? I mean, if I had my wife can't come in and go, oh, look at all this stuff. Let me give it to all of his friends.
Oh, okay.
Half the people won't know that stuff's online. It just kind of disappears in the
at
ether.
your computer after you're gone.
No, what would I care? But
They'll slide all your
but
documents.
but the stuff like DVDs, at least it exists in reels. So
Okay.
if I die, people go, oh look, here's all this stuff. We can give it away to his friends. But if it's online, they don't even know to look. They don't know what the passwords are.
When you die, what's in your will? Who gets your Doctor Who collection?
I don't have.
Who are you gonna leave it to in your will?
I don't have a will.
You leave it to me.
I don't know. I don't have a will. I've got a niece who loves Doctor Who.
Okay, but when you pass away, are you gonna regenerate as a woman or a man?
Slap.
Who are you gonna regenerate?
Not going to
You're
regenerate. I'm
second
going to
Dr.
heaven, okay? My time on earth is limited. I'm going to heaven.
All right.
But no, I believe in Christ. I'm going to heaven. All right, and we can drink to that. Hey, you need more drink?
I'm all up.
You want some rum?
Pour me a shot.
Oh, hey, yeah. Here, you pour your shot.
Pour me a shot.
Your hands are probably steadier than mine at this juncture of the evening. But no, okay. You see that Key of Time special edition that's kind of jutted out right there?
Yes.
Right there? Okay. That's the size of the...
DVD collections.
Well, that's the size of the Blu-ray seasons. Because that is a DVD season. So picture that, just 26 of those would take up like the first 2 rows. Mm-hmm. So you can pack like 5 shelves into 2.
Is this paint varnish?
It's rum. It's bloody Captain Morgan spiced rum. Alright. There's for going to heaven. Alright. Anything else?
Ooh, that's all.
That's all?
I feel like we've gone plenty of time.
You are not driving, right?
I am, alright.
Okay, good.
My tongue going on.
I've lost enough friends lately. I don't want to lose anything to something stupid.
You know, I'm sticking around.
Okay, good. You're young.
You
Stick
want
around.
to or not?
Alright. Anyway, we will see you probably in a couple weeks with Mission to the Unknown / the Dalek Invasion of Earth 2150 AD. Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us for season 2. Now with custom thumbnails.
With what?
Custom thumbnails. You're gonna let me add those now?
Ignore that. Just ignore that.
We're not gonna add the custom thumbnails.
Here's a custom thumbnail. What?
For the YouTube videos, the custom thumbnails.
He already has thumbnails.
Well, not custom thumbnails. No.
What?
Remember the thing I made?
Oh, that. Oh, yeah, never
with your
mind.
face.
All right, we're
That'd
good.
be fun. We could add. See you guys in season 3.
See, what are you doing?